Guys, it's finally here. The first run Discraft Cigarra. I am super pumped for this disc. It has number 76-12. Overstable modified Cicada. And if you've been watching this channel, you know I absolutely love the Cicada. I got freaking 9 of them, for crying out loud. Somehow did not lose a single one since my video on the Cicada last year. And I also got a couple Passions, a few Athenas. So we're going to be comparing the Cigarra to a few of the more popular Discraft fairway drivers. I love Discraft fairway drivers, needless to say. And it's going to be a great time, so let's just jump into this thing. We're going to start off on a 380-foot par 3. Lots of trees to the left. Got to hang this one out wide to the right. Have it fade back at the end. Okay, put that one out to the right. Some Anheuser. Ooh, that's nice. Thought out of it. That was going pretty far. Kind of hit a tree there at the end. If I'd thrown this just a little bit lower, got under this tree, would have been absolutely laced, but good shot nonetheless. Now the profile of the Cigarra and the hand feel are so freaking similar to that of the Cicada. I'm really surprised how they actually managed to do it, where they feel so freaking similar, but still are designed to fly differently. Kind of just helps for consistency's sake when you can have discs that feel similar when you're holding them, when you're throwing them. So this is not the same case like with the Buzz and the Buzz OS, where those are based on the Buzz. They have like the same naming convention, but actually feel really different in the hand. That is some tomfoolery. That is trickery and deceit, and I don't like that. Not the case here. 234-foot par 3, hooks off to the left. Got to crest this hill right in front of the tee pad. Yeah, that's looking nice. Love it. Oh, and we hit the tree. That was a good tree. That's going to leave us inside circle 1. So far, not sensing a whole lot of understability from the Cigarra, which probably a good thing because I wouldn't want there to be too much overlap between Cigarra. But it's actually really difficult for me to compare discs to the Cicada because there's been so many freaking runs and special editions of the Cicada. There's actually a ton of variation flights from one Cicada to the next. For example, we got this Ledgestone one. This is an ESP Swirl. This one is ridiculously understable. I have 4 of this run. They're all really, really flippy. But then we have this other Ledgestone edition. This is the guitar one. It's got a little guitar mixed in with the Cicada. I absolutely love this run. Straight, but a little bit of understability. Enough to throw it on hyzer, flip to flat, but not like keep turning like that ESP Swirl. And then we have another Ledgestone edition because the Ledgestone editions just keep coming. This is in the Crystal Sparkle Z plastic. This one's actually really overstable, and I've noticed other people saying the same about their Sparkle Cicadas. So I'm kind of hoping that the Cigarra fills the same slot as this Sparkle Cicada, where it's a little bit more overstable, maybe not quite as overstable as an Athena, but gives me more options without having to go to like a special edition run to get the flight I want. But we're gonna make an attempt here to compare the Cigarra to a few Cicadas and the Passion and the Athena. We're gonna start on this 410-foot par 4. This is a pretty challenging hole. Got the tunnel right here in front of us that we cannot deviate off of our straight line. Gonna have to put this out really flat to maybe a little bit Annie with the Cigarra to make sure it doesn't fade out too early. Okay, it's holding the Anheuser. Is it gonna come out? Oh, that's a nice flight. Came out right before it hit that tree. That's a beauty. I mean, that really not much understability. We're gonna contrast that to this ESP Swirl Ledgestone Cicada, which, yeah, it's pretty flippy. Place that on hyzer, and look, it flips all the way up and over. And that wanted to keep flipping. Now we got the Crystal Z Sparkle Ledgestone Cicada. Again, more overstable. Got to put this one on a little bit of Annie, similar to the Cicada. See, look at that. That's Annie. It's holding the Annie, but yeah, it's coming out the end there. We hit the tree. The Cigarra was a good throw, so that's good. And to complicate things further, we have the ESP Passion. Has the numbers 85-11. Just started throwing the Passion a couple months ago. I freaking love it. So straight. Just holds the line. Just a little bit of flip, but not nearly as understable as the Cicada, despite the very similar numbers. This hole kind of demands the hyzer flip to make this second gap and get close to the basket to get the birdie on this par 4, which is why I'm really surprised the Cigarra got up here. This is a great spot. Kind of has that like subtle flex line where it's not too overstable, Gonna flex out early, just kind of drifted on that anhyzer, then wanted to come back at the very end. That's a nice looking flight. Who doesn't love the look of a beautiful, subtle flex line? Now I, like many people, upon seeing the numbers of the Cigarra being 7.6, -1.2, thought that there was a chance that there might be a little bit too much overlap with the Athena, which has the number 7502, also from Discraft. So we're gonna test that out. Let's go Athena first. This is a 320-foot par 3. Got a hyzer around kind of the tree line on the left. There's a tree out there. You can go far side or near side. Just don't hit the tree, really. But sets up really well for an Athena-like disc, which has that kind of T-bird flight, straight for a while, but has that strong hooking fade. A little bit of hyzer. Holds that hyzer line, no thought of flipping up. Absolutely no thought. Let's go Cicada. Holds it pretty well. Yeah, I mean, that didn't really flip up either. But it had more of that push. You see it hit that tree at the very end, which the Athena kind of got on the inside of that tree. Cigarra, I could definitely tell, kind of wanted to push straighter a little bit more. Didn't want to fade out quite as early. Now we have the Crystal Athena. Like I said, Crystal Sparkle Cicada, a lot more overstable. These Crystal Sparkle Athenas, very flat. They're freaking beefy. They are extremely overstable. Yeah, I mean, you can see that overstability. That just wants to get to the ground. Those are one of my go-to, like, strong flex discs. If I really want to make sure it is not going to hold that anhyzer for too long, it's going to fight out early. Those Crystal Sparkle Athenas, they are brutally overstable. So you can see we're left with about a 40-footer, a little obstructed, because we hit the tree with the Cigarra. Whereas the ESP, being a little more overstable, came out of the flight, faded out a little bit earlier, skipped up, and that's like a 15-footer. That's nice. The Athena is a great disc on this hole. Whereas the Crystal Sparkle Athena didn't really get the distance because of that strong overstability. Faded out early, so we're back a little bit with the Crystal Sparkle Cicada. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to bend it like around our little obstruction here, but that was a very bad effort. And that was too. So if you're someone who already bags the Cicada or something like the Cicada with that like -1 turn, 1 fade style disc, maybe like a Discmania FD or even something like a Leopard 3. Do you also feel the need to bag something like the Cigarra, which isn't quite as overstable as like the T-Bird style discs, but has a bit more integrity than your classic FD style disc? I don't know, it's kind of one of those tweener slots where I could see it go either way. But I'm happy they're not too overstable. I was kind of worried being an Anthony Barela disc, him being such a power thrower and throws so freaking far. I was worried these were going to be really beefy, but it's a tasteful amount of beef. 293-foot par 3, uphill. It's a straight shot, bends a little bit to the left here. I actually like going understable for this shot, kind of do a flip up, go straight, but we're gonna go Cigarra, so a little bit more overstable than what I typically use here, but I think if I put it out flat and hard, it should be good. Should be good. Put that out pretty high, but that could be good. Get sneaky. Okay, yeah, I mean, we have a definite putt there. Needed to be lower to get underneath the low ceiling right in front of the basket. This is a freaking annoying hole. It's hard to get the right height with the uphill and the low ceiling. This thing has some glide. Like, I'm really liking that it's pushing, definitely more than my Athenas, because I got up here, just this freaking low ceiling gets me every freaking time on this hole. But you know, I do like the hole anyways. Nice, there you go. I think the real value in something like the Cigarra is that you can throw it hard and it's not gonna just turn over in the same way that a Cicada is gonna turn over, but it's also gonna hold a lot straighter than something like that Athena. So if you are someone who throws with a bit more power, maybe the Cicada is too understable for your style of throw, assuming you're looking for a straight shot, the Cigarra might be a great option for you. Whereas for lower speed throwers, you're definitely gonna see more of that fade in the flight, probably gonna fly a bit more like that Athena. But that makes it a versatile disc. Like, it can be used and enjoyed by a lot of different demographics, so that's a great thing. This is a 411-foot par 3. You gotta go straight, like 380-ish feet, and then it dog legs to the right, into the green. We're just gonna try to get up there. and throw the Cigarra hard and see how it holds up. Yes, that's drifting to the right. Threw that on Annie, but it's coming back. That sets us up great. That's right looking into that dog leg where the green is. So somewhere inside circle 2 for that Cigarra. Let's go with Athena. Try again with that Anheuser and see how it compares to that Cigarra. With that one a bit higher. That one's, yeah, that's looking nice too. It held that, but you can see it came up short. That Cigarra pushed just a little more, got us past that last tree. And a hole like this, getting past that last tree is so critical. So you're definitely taking on risk when you throw something overstable like an Athena, like a T-Bird. You're risking that early fade out, which can really be disastrous on a par 3. And finally, we'll go the Z Ledgestone Guitar Cicada, which is a little bit flippy, but not super flippy. Again, we're gonna try that Anheuser. And that's just, I mean, that could be a roller. That was, yeah, that's way too flippy for that shot. I mean, that makes me feel like the Cigarra is maybe a bit closer to the Athena than the Cicada, because both the Athena and the Cigarra are gonna hold up to power a lot better than the Cicada's gonna. This hole is so freaking hard to park without like a 400 foot power type of forehand, which I do not have, not in the slightest. So for me, par feels good on this hole. I will take par all day long. So if I had to absolutely order them, I'd definitely go Cicada, most understable, then go Passion, then Cicada, then Athena. And the Mantis is somewhere mixed in there. I feel like the Mantis is one of those discs where every Mantis I've thrown flies completely different from the last. So I'll leave that up to you guys where the Mantis goes. Let me know down in the comments what your experience with the Mantis is. Gonna try another backhand turn over here, bend it around these trees hopefully, or it's too overstable and we fade out way early. We'll find out. Yeah, it holds it for a bit, but then it just comes right out. Like this thing, it has integrity. Definitely has integrity. ESP Swirl Cicada, the actual disc for this shot. I mean, look at the difference there. That holds it all the way over. That's a great shot. It's gonna be probably edge of circle for the Cicada. Not so much for the Cigarra, but it definitely has the similarities to that Crystal Z Sparkle Cicada, which I was hoping for with the Cigarra. And that will set us up. Okay, we got a putt there. Got a putt. Did not give myself the easiest putt here. Well guys, it's getting real dark out here, so I'm gonna call it quits. This has been great. I really like the Cigarra. Fits well into the Discraft lineup, despite my fears that it wouldn't. Complements the Cicada really, really well, so let me know what you think of the Cigarra down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing. That'd be awesome. You can also follow me on UDisc community at Flying Fajita or Instagram at Flying Fajita Disc Golf. And as always, guys, I love you, take care, and I'll see you next time.